Buckeye postgame show continues on the Ohio State Sports Network. Presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, the team physicians for Ohio State athletics. Now, alongside former Buckeye Justin Zwick, here's your host, Brandon Beam.
It's a great night to be a Buckeye. Ohio State moves to 5-0 on the season, undefeated, 42-3 victors over the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. I am Brandon Beam. He is Justin Zwick. Jay-Z, happy College Football Saturday for another 8 minutes. What's happening, buddy? Good to talk to you.
What a day.
What a day.
What a day. After,
day.
Saw some games today. It kind of had me a little worried about tonight, and then we missed that field goal. I'm like, what's going on here?
Minnesota drives down the field.
Are we going to have one of these games? And then, nope.
They take 7 minutes off of the first possession. Nice possession for them.
Yeah,
3-0.
They win the toss. They're like, give us the ball.
Which, by the way, was a crazy thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was saying to myself, and I was talking to my wife a little bit earlier, I'm like, I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I would take the ball. Maybe I would defer, but you know what? Everyone has their own strategy when they come into the horseshoe. So Minnesota goes right down the field. Very nice drive.
I think PJ really loved their scripted plays. It was like, we want to get these out of the way right away.
Yeah, Drake
This is going to
Lindsey.
be good.
Nice job,
Yeah.
right? Like, come from behind win against Rutgers last week. He told the big fella, like, hey, go win it for us. He's a redshirt freshman. I was listening to the TV broadcast a little bit earlier. They asked him, like, hey, what's the loudest game you've ever been a starting quarterback in your life? He goes, well, on the road at Cal earlier in the season. I'm like, oh, no.
Good luck.
Yeah, the first play of the game was they did call a timeout right before the delay of game, but it was always going to be tough for Minnesota to come in here, Jay-Z, but 42-3 was the final score. After that kind of, I guess, mishap in the early first quarter, it was all Buckeyes from there.
All Buckeyes. And you kind of expect any game that we've had where it kind of felt uneasy or felt like it was going to go, it just doesn't. I mean, these guys, for some reason, have just done a really nice job of just dealing with bad things that go on, and they're on to the next play, and they don't even worry about it. And, that really gives, guys like us a feeling of, that stinks, but it's, it's not like my dad would be like, oh, there goes the game. Yeah. And I'm like, no, just relax, guy. Everything's going to be okay. It's the first quarter. We had something bad happen, but these guys.
You said they gave up a field goal in the first drive.
Yeah. You see, they went right down the field. Like that was definitely happening in a lot of households.
All week for that.
Yeah, But it's just like, you just know, like, these guys, anything that's thrown at them, they've answered the bell, and it's, just another one tonight. They went out and looked amazing. Julian, golly.
What do you say about him? I know we've done a few post-game shows now.
Yeah, you can't. It's just the same thing over and over again. The kid just seems like he is going to be the next great one to come out of Ohio State.
I don't know what it is about him. He just seems like a football robot. Like, something about him, like every throw that you need him to make. And like those short routes with Jeremiah, like those are going to be open, I think, 100% of the time.
Taking candy from a baby right there.
The deep shot to Carnell was great. By the way, Carnell Tate, round of applause for him. Fantastic game out of Carnell. He was your leading receiver for tonight. 9 catches, 183 yards, and 1 touchdown. I think he had 7 catches for like 159 in the first half.
I think this was a game where, like, hey, they're probably going to take Jeremiah away. Let's spotlight our guy. And they went out and they wanted to get him the ball. And, man, when you do, a special thing is going to happen. He's just another one. I mean, it's just amazing to watch. I mean, that one slant he took for about 40 yards. Yeah. I mean, it's like, okay.
Jeremiah was out blocking.
Yeah, he was out blocking. I think if he goes left instead of cutting back right,
I agree.
Yeah, but
run to the pylon.
Exactly. But it's like, oh, and then the awesome thing as well about it is you have Jeremiah, who's the best receiver in college football, sprinting his butt off to go down and get a block for his guy. it's
how cool is that?
And then on the reverse, Jeremiah had the one that he caught and he took it up, and Carnell's down there blocking. It's just. Ryan Hartline does such a good job with just being a totally well-rounded receiver. It's not just catching the ball. It's running great routes. It's blocking for your teammates. It's doing everything that you can. And you can really see these guys. They're so unselfish. They just get after it. And then you can see on the one, Jeremiah, he gets pulled down right before the goal line, and Carnell's like, like he wanted him to score because it's just like that's how they are. And that's really cool to see out of a couple of your best players on the team.
Just a side note, I don't know how you tackle Jeremiah Smith. I really don't. Like, he ran that hitch route. He was a comeback route, caught it, got some space, stiff-armed a guy like 6 feet into the earth.
Yeah.
And that play that you're talking about, Carnell's downfield, blocking for him. He almost got to the goal line, which I think ended up in a CJ touchdown. Yep. I think that was the first touchdown of the game for the Buckeyes. But again, Julian Sand tonight, 23, 27, 326, 3 touchdowns. It's 85% completion percentage for him. He makes every throw look so simple. And you know this. It's not an easy thing to do.
No.
And he makes it look so easy. He threw that ball down the seam, and I texted you right before you got in here. Like, that may be the best throw of Julian Sand's career. He stood in the pocket, got absolutely smoked by a Minnesota defender, threw it right down the seam to Max Clare, standing in the pocket. We've been fascinated with his pocket presence all year. There's just something different about him. He's a young fella. He's going to take his hits. We know that. He's had a couple of maybe bad interceptions, the one against Grambling a couple weeks ago. Again, nitpicky stuff. Yep. But tonight, he was spectacular.
Yeah, I think that, rewatching that play for a young guy making his 5th start, to have a defensive lineman barreling down on him and just knowing, like, he's keeping his eye. And he's done that. Last week, I think he did a really good job of it because there was some pressure last week, and he was moving around the pocket and just trying to find space to unleash the ball. But he did a great job of keeping his eyes downfield. And you got 2 guys running seams down the field, and you got this big guy, big ugly, coming right at you who's trying to hurt you. And, he wrapped his arm around the defensive lineman because that was his follow-through, but he stood there, and he took it like a man and popped right back up and ran down the field. But what a ball. And, Max Clare got into the game. 5 or 6 catches, I think. So you're
5 catches for 63 yards.
You're finally starting to see him kind of be implemented into this, and it's just – it's scary.
What's a funny thing about Max Clare is that if you listen to Keenan Bailey, the tight ends coach for Ohio State, talk, he's like, playing tight end at Ohio State is a very different thing. He's not going to be just a pass catcher. You have to do everything the correct way if you're going to be a tight end at Ohio State. And I've really noticed it from game 1 to where we're at now, almost the halfway point in the season. Max Clare's blocking ability from game 1 to now has been improved so much, which I think maybe is why that you're seeing him get the ball more. First time he had 5 catches for an Ohio State, for this Ohio State team. Last year, Justin, he had 8 games in which he had 5 or more catches for Purdue. We're 5 games into the season now. It's the first time that this has happened.
Well, he's the best team unproduced, or best player on Purdue's team.
You also have Jeremiah Smith and Carl Tate.
Yeah. Well, then you come here and you kind of heard Ryan talk about early on, like, well, he needed to see how we do things here. Yeah. And that's just like the telling thing. And, on the flip side of that, Will Kazmarek is one who blocks really well. And he's gotten better at it. But he's had to add in the route running and, getting downfield.
Also
and making
getting
plays.
a lot better.
And he got a lot better at it. So, your point is true. Like, you got to be a full